yeah, bitch, I'm back up in that mode. What's out? What up? What's out? What up? What's out? What up? What's out? What up? I ain't slanging death, cold rising, I'm just speaking facts. I don't know how to turn down, so I take it to the max.
100 Mob, your Panamanian dust squirrel, straight up and down. That's Mulo what was album. Straight up. And that's unreleased. Y'all should be hearing it at the SIP Showcase. Y'all already know what it is. The location is up on the flyer. You know what I'm talking about. August 30th, nigga, 8 p.m. through 2. So you already know to go check them out, nigga, so you can see what's album. And you already know what's album with me. Because you already know I got to get your mind right. You know what I'm talking about? Don't walk away while I'm talking to you. Yes, Lord. Strapping down now. Go ahead and get your mind right. You should have been looking straight up when I'm talking now. We want to talk about Young Thug and we want to talk about Gunna. Straight up and down. We doing it again because I just released a Gunna video, nigga. Strapping down. And we was talking about in the video how we really didn't know how Young Thug actually felt. You know what I'm saying? But we know Young Thug didn't like that nigga for real. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't been around each other since the release. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's no stipulation saying don't be around Gunna. You know what I'm talking about? Because like I said, man, it's things that's coming to the forefront that we didn't think that we know now. So here's what we do know. We do know that Gunna released, you know what I'm saying, the last one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we already know that it was going to be something when it came out. You know what I mean? Now, Young Thug made comments, you know what I'm saying, you know, explaining how he felt about the release of the album anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you already know that we're coming to Gunna. Like I said, he doing this thing right now up under his last release up under the YSL umbrella. So you know how the album gonna go, know what I'm saying? Now, people is saying that, you know, they had mixed reviews about the album from what I'm hearing. I didn't do, you know what I'm saying, deep research on the album because I didn't listen to the album, you know what I'm saying? I don't listen to Gunna, you know what I mean? I be around niggas who do listen to Gunna. So Gunna is still around, you know what I'm saying? And I have my own question in them niggas when they play him, you know what I'm saying? Usually it would have been, you know, niggas that, you know, previously wouldn't have listened to him until the YSL trial happened. So that's crazy that the niggas, certain ones around me, started listening to him as the trial was happening because they weren't listening to him before, and then they end up liking his music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I heard Gunna was one of them type of niggas that if you didn't like him, you know what I mean, you end up liking him. But he said nobody wanna hear that, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? And he playing off the album title, you know what I'm saying? With the one, you know what I'm saying, wanna, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you know what I mean? He going at him, you know what I mean, direct, and he don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying, man? I laid it down behind niggas running their mouth, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Young Thug ain't gonna never really show his true feelings up on camera and stuff, like how he actually feel, as if an NBA young boy would, you know what I'm saying? As of a, you know what I mean, certain people, you know what I mean? Certain people will show that, you know what I'm saying, right away, and you will know, you know what I'm saying? They'll flash out quick. You know what I'm saying? And Young Thug just never been that type of person, you know what I'm saying? He do have patience about himself and a way of getting things done. So him saying this is calculated, man. You know, he know that, you know, Gunna is not staying with YSL. They're never going to be around each other. You know what I'm saying? They're never going to deal with really the same people no more, man. So it's like when they asked Gunna about Young Thug in previous interviews, he would play it safe by saying, you know, I'm still signed to YSL. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the money revenue and the money route never changed and stuff like that, but he never would really go into how him and Young Thug relationship really was. And not really was, but really is after he got out, you know what I'm saying? There was no communication, you know what I mean? And that's the thing about it when we sit back and we look at these things, man, because a lot of people getting hemmed up, a lot of people getting oiled up because of these pleas. It's some people that didn't make it out that trial. You know, we got to always remember those people, you know what I'm saying? Because seeing like people focus up on Young Thug, people focus up on, you know what I mean, Gunna and, you know, YF and Lucci. You know, what about the niggas that ain't here no more? What about the niggas that's staying back there forever back behind this, you know what I'm saying? We just looking at all these niggas because this who we were listening to and everybody out now, you know what I'm saying? But with everybody being out, they had to take a lot of losses. And then it's a lot of stuff that was happening back there to niggas that they had to hold down that whole time. So it was war back there, nigga. It wasn't nobody just chilling. Young Thug was out the way, you know what I'm saying? He made it been out the way, you know, because he's a high profile celebrity, you know what I'm saying? Certain people been out the way. Gunna was in there for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And he probably never did that amount of time, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he was in there for a little minute, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't know what was going on. They just went to go snatching up everybody that had everything to do with it. So everybody got in their survival mode, I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Gunna went from looking like Larry Holmes, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, yeah, you know what I'm saying, to now he around here, you know what I'm saying, he getting right, you know what I'm saying, skin glowing, you feel what I'm talking about, you know, chiseled up, you know what I'm saying, and he had time to think and had time to reflect and took that time that he was back there and used it to his advantage. Now, Young Thug, you see what I'm saying, he got out, you know what I'm saying, he had weight on him, still got a little weight on him, you know what I'm saying, not to say he won't working out, you know what I'm saying, but I don't see him up on, you know what I'm saying, no substance or nothing like that. I don't see it, you know what I mean? I ain't saying he is or he ain't, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Young Thug gonna be who Young Thug is anyway, man. So it's like we can't sit here and keep going back and forth about what he said. He got his own feelings about Gunna. So with that being said, man, I hate to put this out there, man, because in Atlanta right now is real deep stuff going on. It's niggas and zones that's separated, man, and that's gonna always be separated. You know what I mean? The whole Atlanta thing, you know what I'm saying, being together was a myth from the get-go. You see what I'm saying? That was only when crunk music was happening and it was still stuff going down then. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas from Atlanta that wanted the credit for what people was taking, and it ain't no different now. You know what I'm saying? But this YSL trial, being the biggest one in Atlanta history, you know what I mean, really put a wedge in the city and in the state of Georgia, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when we sit here and we look at the whole situation, you know what I mean, we looking at, you know, a thing where Young Thug just got to find other artists, but I don't think that he'll ever, you know, find another artist to compare to what Gunna was, you know what I'm saying, that's going to really put the stamp of YSL in the sky for him, you know what I'm saying? And it's like before, you know what I mean? Because the man ain't really did nothing, let's keep it real, you know what I mean? So if he was a civilian, you know what I'm saying, I can't go with that all the way because of what he rapped about and, you know what I'm saying, the people he around, you know what I'm saying, and the things that he portrayed when he first came out. So, you know what I'm saying, you gonna always have, you know, a street image, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about Gunna when he first started off, but even then, it was footage coming out of him supposedly had been saying this and saying that. That's why when the trial happened and he took that plea, you know what I mean, everybody looked at him sideways even more. But it seemed like it upped his career. You tell me, I'm out.